One of the things that Duke really stresses is that it's service learning, and the students here are learning in the service of society. And service is very important. Having a global perspective is very important. How have you seen your students change in that way because of that influence of the university in the 4 years, 2 years, 3 years that your children have been here?
John's been in the marching band, which has taken up a lot of his time. But I do know that he goes to the Duke Chapel fairly regularly, and they do have a lot of service opportunities and programs. I've encouraged him to get involved in them. I'm not sure that he has. But I do know that there is that emphasis and experience available on campus.
And your daughter has done the Duke in Madrid program.
Correct. She went the summer after sophomore year, and she was there for 6 weeks. Tracy went to an immersion school from kindergarten through high school, Spanish immersion. So when they start in kindergarten, they only speak Spanish. So she was, of course, fluent. So when she, in that program, they lived with families in Madrid. So the lady that she lived with was a single lady. She was a widow, and she'd been doing it, I think Tracy said, for like 30 years, had been having these students come over and live with her. And she said that Tracy spoke Spanish the best of all she had. So, you know, Tracy could just conversate with her, no problem at all. And one of the things she said that the lady would always feed her so much food, just cook tons of food for her. She was like, hey, I'm just one little girl here. But lady, I just loved her. So she would just cook her tons of food, pack her lunch for her and everything.
You recommend the study abroad if a student can fit it in?
I was a little apprehensive about her going abroad, of course, but overall it was a great experience for her. Once she got there, got her feet wet, knew where to go, how to get there, and everything, go to classes, and the students live not too far from each other with other families on this, you know, like in the neighborhood.
Right.
So then they all get together and go to the classes together and then hang out at night together and
all
stuff.
the courses transfer back. It is like taking a Duke class.
Yes, she took 2 classes.
Major change that you mentioned that I have seen in Payal is thinking global. You know, we are about 35 miles north of Los Angeles, a small community, and she came from a very small, you know, school in high school, and she was focused on herself, how she can go about and be successful, but what she experienced and what Duke gave it to her is just not her. Think global. And as a result, she's even trying to go abroad, you know, how we can prevent terminal diseases rather than, you know, curing and aftermath, if you will.
Right.
So she's trying to get into this summer or next summer for her special research, and Duke is helping her tremendously. So that's the major, in a nutshell, I can say. If I say what my kid experienced in Duke is changing the mindset for myself to global.
That's very significant. That's huge.